Okay, so we're going to go live. So, hello everyone. So, welcome to our lesson today. My name is Nash Akhtar. I'm an IELTS trainer and also the academic director here at Master IELTS. So, today we're going to focus on IELTS reading and also, especially, we're going to learn how to answer the most confusing and let's say the most challenging questions true, false, not given, and matching headings. Because very often students even they complain. They say like, I find true, false, not given very confusing, and I also find matching headings very confusing. So I hope after this session that you guys will have a clear idea, and hopefully you'll find this lesson helpful. And maybe in the future, when you have to deal with true, false, not given, and matching headings, you will not find it challenging. Let's hope so. So, speaking about true, false, not given, very often students tell me that they find true, false, not given, confusing, especially when they have to differentiate true, especially when they have to differentiate between false and not given. So that's the main reason. Let me just check the mic. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Now, I guess now you guys could hear me better, right? So hopefully it's better now. Fine. Fine. Should have checked the sound system. Fine. Doesn't matter. So, guys, very often students tell me that they don't know how to differentiate false and not given. So, that's the most challenging part. So, before we do that, let's try to understand the steps. Okay. So, let's try to revise the steps. Now, with true, false, not given, you will have a statement or you will have more than one statement. So there'll be like four statements, and you need to understand whether the statement is true, false, or not given based on the passage. So you need to read the passage and understand whether the given statement is true, false, or not given. So let's do that now. So, first, guys, the first step is actually you need to read the statement carefully and identify the keywords. Now, when you read a statement, try to underline or highlight, or if you're taking the computer based test, try to identify the keywords. Now, keywords are names, numbers, for example, based on the year, dates, adjectives, adverbs, and ordinal numbers. So, for example, the first, the second. So, these words and numbers are going to be very important because this will help you to locate the information. So that's why you need to focus on the keywords. And also, if you are able to identify the keywords properly, this will help you to differentiate whether the statement is true, whether the statement is false, or whether the statement is not given. So this step is very important. So step one, identify the keywords. Step two, paraphrase the statements based on your own words. What do I mean by that? So when you read the statement, say it in a different way. Like, try to kind of, understand what the statement is all about. So to do that, try to rephrase it, try to paraphrase it. This will also help you to locate the information, and also it will help you to differentiate whether it's true, false, or not given. The last step is to locate the information. So, guys, based on the keywords, believe me, if it's a name, if it's a number or a date, or maybe if it's like the ordinal number, so these words, all these numbers will help you to locate the information. So, follow these steps. You must follow these steps because this way it's going to be much easier. So, now let's do it. So, let's dive in with the task. And I want each one of you to get involved and hope you guys will give me the correct answers. So let's look at the task here. It says, based on the passage, write true, false, not given in front of the statement. Okay. So we have one statement and there are two paragraphs. So it's going to be a bit easier. So let's do it, guys. So first, what do? We read the statement. So please read it with me slowly. It says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. So, Marie Curie, guys, we all know who she is. She's pretty famous. So, it's a passage based on Marie Curie. So, I think that's going to be interesting. So, look at the statement again. It says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. So, guys, my dear students, can you identify the keywords and tell me what are the keywords here? What are the keywords here? Words and phrases which will be important for us to play the game. Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. A husband, yeah, it's important. Nobel Prize is actually, yeah, it's going to be very important because I believe that based on this phrase, Nobel Prize is going to be easier. Husband, winner, Nobel Prizes. Yes, Svetlana. But there's also another word, which is very important for us, which will really make us sure. Joint, yes, both. Well done, Maxim, and well done, Svetlana. So you see, Marie Curie's husband was joint winner. So that means they won this, or they shared the medal together, the not the medal, the prize together. So joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prize, not one, but both. So the question is whether both of them won these two Nobel Prizes together, or whether they shared the Nobel Prizes, both the Nobel Prizes, whether they shared both the Nobel Prizes. Do you see? Once I identified the keywords, I tried to say it in a different way. This will help us. Okay? So that means both Marie Curie and her husband shared two Nobel Prizes together, like because she won two, so they shared together. So that's how I would interpret. So my dear students, tell me please, before we locate the information, which phrase is going to help you to scan? Which phrase here is going to help you to scan? Can you tell me which word or which phrase, which two words are going to be helpful for you to scan to locate the information quickly? Is it Maria? Is it Marie Curie? Is it the husband? Is it Nobel Prizes? What do you think? Both prizes, maybe, but there's something else that's going to be much easier for you to kind of quickly scan. Nobel Prizes. Look for the phrase. So Nobel Prize is going to be very helpful for you to locate. Focus on the statement, and can you please scan it, locate the information. Maria's husband too. Yes, well done. So when you locate the information, can you tell me now, guys, whether it's true, false, or not given? Can you locate the information, read the information carefully, see whether it supports the statement, whether it opposes, or whether it's not given? Okay, so already students are giving their answers. Everyone is saying it's false. Well done. Well done. It's false. It's false. Well done. I shouldn't have said well done. I should have asked you why, but fine. Yes, it's true. That's the correct answer. Why, guys? Based on what? What made you say it's false? One solo. Yes, yes, well done. Well done. You see, so with her husband, Pierre Curie, and Henry, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and was then sole winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Well done, guys. Very good. Was that difficult? I think it wasn't. So we are on fire now. So that's wonderful. So we have a great start here. Well done. All of you got the answer correct there. So that's wonderful. So sole winner. Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, sometimes I hear students say chemistry. It's never chemistry. It's chemistry. CH, but it's chemistry. Always remember that as well. It will be helpful. So now we're going to take a step further. We're going to make it a bit more challenging. So let's focus on the second statement and the third statement. Okay. So what do? We read the statements, we identify the keywords, we paraphrase it, or we say it in our own words to understand the statement better. Then based on the keywords, we locate the information. Number two, stay with me. Mari became interested in science when she was a child. What are the keywords here, guys? Can you help me a bit? Don't rush. Mari became interested in science when she was a child. Science, child. But there's another word. Yes, when she was a child, science, child. Maria, you're right. But there is another word which is also going to be helpful. Yes, interested child. So Mari became interested in science when she was a child. Guys, can you give me two expressions of interested? Just, we're going to kind of, it's not just reading, right? We want to expand our vocabulary as well. Interested. Keen on. Svetlana, I was expecting that phrase. Well done. Keen on, interested. Uh huh. Maybe also we can say had a strong desire. Just a phrase, had a strong desire, was passionate about also. Fine. So guys, number two, you have identified the keywords. Now, based on this, can you locate the information and tell me whether it's true, false, or not given? I didn't help you much here, but yeah, let's see. I'll discuss a bit later. Okay, so fine. Now, everyone is saying, actually, yeah, so understood. Maria and Maxim, they're saying it's not given. I see someone else is typing. So, yeah, so the majority here, actually, yeah, it's the majority anyway. So we have not given here. So you guys are saying it's not given. Let me give my answer a bit later. I want you to do number three now. Now, you found the information, if I'm not mistaken, the first paragraph for this. So read further for the third statement. But first, identify the keywords. Say it in your own words. Don't rush, guys. Then see whether it's true, false, or not given. Maybe it could be in the second paragraph. Maybe it could be in the Maybe it could be in the first paragraph, or it could be in the second paragraph. So mhm, take your time. Well, Anirudh, it's nice to see you too. So we have other students as well. That's great. Okay, Svetlana, you've written false. Maria says it's true. And Maxim says it's true. Okay. Now, guys, those who say false, I want you all to tell me why you say it's false. And those who say it's true, can you tell me based on what, what made you say it's true? Based on what phrase, what context? Can you just tell me, please? Well, Andrew, stay tuned. So just stay with us. Then I'll answer your questions a bit later. Okay. Maria was fulfilled. Okay. 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 Okay, guys. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So I'll move on now. Let's discuss the answers. So number two, let's start with number two. Mari became interested in science when she was a child. Okay, but you guys said it's not given, and I agree with you all. Nothing mentioned about her desire. From childhood, Mari was remarkable for her prodigious memory, and at the age of 16, won a gold medal on completion of her secondary education. So nothing mentioned here. And because her father lost his savings through bad investment, she then had to take work as a teacher. So, yeah, that's understood. But the second one, Mari was able to attend Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Look at this point. It says, from her earnings, she was able to finance her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris on the understanding that Bronia would, in turn, later help her to get an education. In 1891, this promise was fulfilled. That means, you see, guys, on the understanding that Bronia would, that means that when we say understanding, it's more like an agreement. So, on the understanding that Bronia would, in turn, later help her to get an education. In 1891, this promise was fulfilled on Mari went and Mari went to Paris and began to study at the Sorbonne, the University of Paris. So you see, guys, yes, we just need to kind of read a bit further. It is slightly tricky, but still, I think it's worth because you guys made an effort. So not bad. Well done. So as you can see, guys, what I like about true, false, not given, let's say that you found the answer for the second statement in the first paragraph. Let's say, like, in line 3, you don't have to read again. You just need to read further. And that's for sure. So for the third statement, you'll find maybe in paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and so on. If you are a bit confused, just move on to the fourth statement. And if you find, like, let's say the information for the fourth statement in the third paragraph, then come back to the second statement. Should be like, in paragraph 2, or maybe like, paragraph 1. So I don't want to confuse you all, but you see, it's like, in sequence, it's in order, so it's going to be much easier. Fine, don't worry, we're doing great. So this one, guys, I've made it a bit different. So I've made the paragraphs look a bit smaller. I hope you guys can read it. But I want you all to kind of, focus on the fourth statement. It says, Mari stopped doing research for several years when her children were born. Stopped doing research, children were born. You need to, here it's about scanning. If you guys can scan it, that would be great. Well done, Maria. Okay. Svetlana, where did you find this information? Where? Can you tell me? Is it in the first paragraph, the second paragraph, or the third paragraph, Svetlana? Okay. Can you read it again, Svetlana? Read the statement again, guys. It says, Mari stopped doing research for several years when her children were born. Mari stopped doing research for several years when her children were born. Maria says it's false. Sorry, Maria says it's true, and Maxim says it's false. And Anastasia, you're saying it's false as well. Okay. Those who say true, can you say why it's true? And those who say false, can you tell me why it's false? Could you please justify? You see, the answers, the correct answer is kind of, within you all, because you guys are giving me two versions here. It shows that how you interpreted the whole statement here. Fail to interrupt. And Maria says it's it's interrupt. But let me just move on to the answer here. So the thing is, guys, Mari stopped doing research for several years when her children were born. It's false, because if you look at the last paragraph, the first sentence says, the birth of Mari's two daughters, Irene and Eve, in 1897 and 1904, failed to interrupt her scientific work. Interrupt means it hindered, it, let's say disturbed, but failed. Failed means didn't. You see? So failed to interrupt. So you see, the births of Mari's two daughters, Irene and Eve, in 1897 and 1904, failed to interrupt, failed to disturb, failed to kind of, distract her scientific work. Here it says Mari stopped doing research for several years when her children were born. No, she didn't stop, because it didn't affect her. So this is how we have to understand it. So the thing is, guys, it's false. It's false. So we need to kind of, be attentive to these points. Now, if someone is saying, or if you feel that, oh, it's very challenging, trust me, this comes with practice. So that's why you need to understand the basics, the fundamentals properly, and then you need to implement. So that's why you guys are working on the platform. So the more tasks you do, believe me, by the end of the units, once you complete reading, you will understand things much better. And also remember that the policy we follow is called APIA. So you acquire, you see, with simpler tasks, then you practice. So the more you practice, you learn from your mistakes, then you implement and assess. Now, here is a case, guys, where we did not focus much on the keywords. You see, so that's why it's very deceiving. So it requires, more practice, and also you need to be attentive. But fine, fine. Let's do the last one. And I think it's the one before the last. Mari took over the teaching position her husband had held. Let's do it together, guys. Let's not rush. What are the keywords here? Try to understand. So I'm going to ask you all to do two things. First, identify the keywords. Then I want each one of you to rephrase this statement. I want you to write it in your own words. Let's do some paraphrasing. Come on. Anyway, we have to write essays in the future, right? So let's do a bit of paraphrasing as well, okay? So Lamari took over the teaching position her husband had held. Maxim, Maxim, to the point. Lovely. Loved it. Okay. More or less. Yeah, you're on par. Well done. Very good. If you are able to rephrase it or paraphrase the statement, then it's going to be easier for you to locate and also to differentiate, to distinguish whether it's true, false, or not given. Okay, fine. So Maxim has paraphrased it. Others, I would ask her to do it if you can. But then, guys, you guys have understood the keyword. So could you please tell me whether it's true, false, or not given? Locate the information. So Mari took over the teaching position her husband had left. Husband is also going to be a bit helpful here. Yeah. So, okay, I see that Anastasia and Maxime, they've answered. Okay, that's great. That's great. No. Okay, Maria, you've been answering really well. I guess you're kind of losing focus. Just need to be a bit attentive to the point. So Mari took over the teaching position husband had held. Okay, so it's in the second paragraph. That means she, replaced her husband's position as a teacher, as a lecturer. You see? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so the thing is, guys, this requires focus, patience, and also repetition. So that's the most those are the most important points that we need to understand. Okay, Maria, you said that you found. Svetlana says it's true. And actually, guys, here are the answer. It says on May 19, 1906, she was appointed to the professorship that had been left vacant on her husband's death, becoming the first woman to teach at the Sorbonne in 19. It's there. I'm not going to read further. I think the point is there. It's pretty clear. So the final statement, the last one for today, Mari's sister, Bronia, studied the medical uses of radioactivity. Tricky one too, guys. Be attentive. You need to tell me on your own, guys. Okay. First, identify the keywords. Say it in your own words based on the keyword. And here the name, Bronia. It's so easy, guys. Okay. Based on that, locate the information and tell me whether it's true, false, or not given. Tell me, please. So those who are writing and asking questions, I'm unable to answer them now because because I'm conducting a lesson. But I'll be happy to get back to you. So I will get back to you at the end of this lesson. For now, we're going to focus on the lesson. So the keywords, well done, Maria. Well done. Well done. You're following the steps. So, guys, I need the answer. Okay, so guys, how is it going? Mm-hmm. So the answers are coming. Actually, yes, well done. So very good, not given. Absolutely, absolutely. Tricky, but not given. So in 1932, in Warsaw, of the Radium Institute. So, like, where her sister Bronia became the director. You see, where her sister, but doesn't mean, guys, that Marie's sister Bronia studied the medical use of radioactivity. Now, this particular phrase, I mean, it's not enough for us to understand whether she studied or whether she didn't study. So it's not given. Basically, it's not given. So anyway, guys, well done. So look here. My advice would be for you all to kind of write down the steps. And this week, if you have access, or you can actually write to our consultant, Daria, and I'm pretty sure she'll be able to email the practice test books as well. But anyway, you guys, if you're working on the platform, just keep working on the platform. But just, when you have some time, do some true, false, not given. Focus on yes, no, not given. Just challenge yourself. Follow these principles, and I guarantee that you will be able to find more correct answers and you will make less mistakes. So that's for sure. So just also take down your own notes, create your own notes. You can't always depend on textbooks and also the platform. So now just write it down. How to answer true, false, not given. The steps. Write it down, guys, not because I'm asking you all to kind of open it before the exam. That will also help your subconscious mind and you will remember. But overall, I must say, the way you guys answered these questions, well done. I'm really happy. Well done. So let's move on to the next one. Matching headings. Do we have anyone who really kind of finds matching headings challenging, guys? Or how do you find matching headings? Is it okay for you all? Do you find it easy when you do task on the platform, or do you find it difficult? Let's be honest. Not easy. Okay, not easy. So Atlanta says it's not easy, just easy. Okay. Wow. The difference, huh? Not easy and just easy. Wow, I like that too. Okay, fine. So as for matching headings, guys, there are certain steps I would ask you all to follow. And with practice, I'm pretty sure you'll always able to match the correct heading with the appropriate paragraph. That's for sure. So here are the steps. Step one, read the first and the last sentence of the paragraph, because very often you will have more headings than paragraphs. So always start with the paragraph. And each paragraph, read the first and then read the last sentence. And then, guys, try to understand the general idea, what the paragraph is all about. Now, those who joined our webinar on Friday, I told you that each paragraph, when you write an essay, it should have the main argument, right? Or the topic sentence should have the general idea. So when you read, always read the first and the last sentence, and then try to understand the general idea. And then, guys, look through the headings and choose the most suitable option. So when you read the first and the last sentence, try to kind of, understand what the paragraph is all about. Now, you don't have to be 100% accurate, but just see, okay, this paragraph is about this particular topic. I think, I assume. And then read the heading and see which heading you feel is suitable for that. And also, guys, if you are confused with two headings, focus on the keywords, underline the keywords, and then find specific information in the middle of the paragraph. This will help you to choose the correct heading. And even if you find the correct heading, guys, underline the keywords and see if you can find some specific information in the middle of the paragraph. This is very important. If you ask me, Nash, is this your method? It's not. This is something that is approved by the British Council. You all need to know that. So this is not my method. This is part of the syllabus, and this is how you should cope with this particular task. Now, I attended a special seminar for, like, professional trainers and examiners, which was conducted by the British Council. And during this seminar, one of the participants asked a very interesting question. He told, like, very often students don't believe in this, and some say, I prefer to read the whole passage, and then I try to match the headings with the appropriate paragraph. And a special IELTS expert from the British Council told a very interesting point. They said, yes, most probably they will find the correct answer, but number one, it's going to be very time consuming, and number two, it'll just complicate the whole process. So that's why, guys, one more time, read only the first sentence and then focus on the last sentence. Try to understand the general idea. Then go through the headings and choose the heading that you think is the most suitable one. Underline the keywords or identify the keywords if you're taking the computer based. And then, guys, based on those keywords, based on that, see if you can find information or some keywords in the paragraph which will prove that that particular heading is the most suitable. Okay, so those are the steps. That's the method. Okay, so let's start now, guys. I wish you guys all the very best. We'll start with some task which you had on the platform. You guys must have already done it, but it's more like a warm-up, the first few push-ups, just to do a bit of warm-up. Okay, so let's do it. So I want you all now to read only the first sentence and the last sentence, and then tell me which heading is the most suitable. Then we want more, like, exam questions. Can you just read the first sentence and the last sentence here, and then tell me which heading or the heading which is the most suitable? Well done, guys. Very good. It's B. Okay, and I'll tell you why it's B. So it says, since the beginning, trees have furnished us with two of life's essentials, food and oxygen. Today, their value continues to increase, and more benefits of trees are being discovered as their role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So, how trees try to provide or meet our needs with civilization, with, like, modernization. Everyday and unexpected human needs met by trees. Everyday unexpected, I would exclude that. C says the persistence of tree in the human memory, nothing about the memory, so we would exclude that as well. The changing value of trees with the development of human civilization. As you can see, guys, it says role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So that is civilization. So yes, the correct answer is B. So I don't need to explain that much. That was like a walk in the park. That was easy. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, guys. Can you read the first and the last sentences here, and then tell me the most suitable heading or the correct heading? They can't be the most suitable, the correct one. Well, I think so. Let me just see who's answering. Yeah, so yes, so that wasn't that difficult. So actually, it's B2. Many animals, including elephants, koalas, and giraffes, eat leaves for nourishment. Leaf covered branches keep many animals, such as birds and squirrels, out of the reach of predators. right? So it's all about, like, some wild things. How trees reduce harmful elements in the natural surroundings. Now, even if I underline, I don't see anything in the middle, I wouldn't see. And if you read also, you will not find. See, why animals eat leaves from trees. Now, there is something about it, if I'm not mistaken, but that's not the general idea here. It says many animals, including elephants, koalas, and giraffes, eat leaves for nourishment. Okay. And then, guys, if you read the last sentence, it's not the main point. It says, like, leaf covered by branches keep many animals, such as birds and squirrels, out of the reach of predators. So, but if you look at the middle of the paragraph, it's not about why they eat leaves. So, C is correct. How trees are useful for wildlife. And if you look at, the key phrases in the middle of the paragraph, flowers eaten by monkeys, animals also eat much of the same fruit that we enjoy. So this really proves that the correct heading is B. Okay, so well done. Very good. So I think you guys must be getting the hang of it now. So now, guys, this is a different topic. So please take your time, follow the steps, read the first and the last sentence here, then try to understand the general idea, go through these headings, choose the heading that is the most suitable, and see if you can find information in the middle of the paragraph. And also focus on the keywords. When you read the headings, also focus on the keywords, because these keywords will also be important. So I see that few are answering. Others are a bit stunned, I guess. It's okay. But let me help you all. It says Europe is now the biggest market for organic food in the world, expanding by 25% a year over the past 10 years. So, what is the attraction of organic food for some people? Okay. And the last set, it says the real desire is to be somehow close to the soil, to Mother Nature. The real desire is to be somehow close to the soil, to Mother Nature. The real desire. Okay. So the factors that can affect food quality, I would exclude that immediately, because we are starting with organic food, this particular paragraph. Food quality in general, it's not just organic, mind you. So be attentive. And we don't see anything in the middle of the paragraph. If you go and see, do you see any factors? Do they speak about the heat, the atmospheric temperature, other factors? No, you will not find. C, research into whether organic food is better for us. Research, guys, like, do you see information based on studies, some, like, based on statistics and so on? I'm pretty sure there's nothing much about it. So the correct answer here should be B, because C, research into whether organic food is better for us. Do you see anything, like, anything about that? The really important thing is that organic sounds more natural. Eating organic is a way of defining oneself as natural, good caring, a different form. Junk food, like, scoffing masses. As one journalist puts it, it feels closer to the source, the beginning, the start of things, the real desire. So if I read the whole paragraph, nothing about based on studies, based on research. The main reason for the popularity of organic food, it really is easy, guys. It says Europe is now the biggest market for organic food in the world, expanding by 25% a year over the past 10 years. So, what is the attraction of organic food for some people? Why are they attracted? Why do they like to eat organic food? The real desire is to be somehow close to soil, to Mother Nature. So, that's the real. So, it also gives that particular point. So, the correct answer here is B. Fine. Let's move on to the next one, guys. What about this? I'll give you a hint here. If you read, unlike conventional farming, So that means not like conventional farming. The organic approach means farming with natural rather than man-made fertilizers and pesticides. That means organic approach means. So guys, look here, take your time, read the first and the last sentence. If you, when before you give me the answer on that particular statement, just be honest to yourself. Make sure if you really can find some points, some words, keywords in the middle of the paragraph. If you can, and if you really find, then we can argue. So just make sure that you really find appropriate, points to make sure that is the correct heading. Okay, so I'm getting different answers here. Some are saying it's B, some are saying it's C. Okay, fine. Now, can you help me, please? Because I want to really understand why it's B and why it's C. So, those who say B, try it. Like, guys, come on, just say why you feel it's B. And those who say it's C, can you tell me why you feel it's C? What is the reason? Because I want to understand what made you choose C, and also those who choose B, what made you do that? What is the reason behind it? Can you tell me? So that way, guys, we're going to learn. It's going to be very helpful for both parties, for me and for you. Maxi, you have a nice name, Kimel. Okay. Description of farming process. Okay. Processes. Okay. Okay. That's what Maxim says. So, okay, I understand him, but I don't know. What about the rest, guys? Would you like to justify? Now, look here. Research. So, I guess we'll exclude A because no one is answering. I can't find any justification as well. So, it's not A for sure. Okay. Svetlana says the environmental benefits. Okay, now Svetlana, you made it more interesting. Because you said C. So let me see that, guys. So unlike conventional farming, the organic approach means farming with natural rather than man-made fertilizers and pesticides. Also, the environmental benefits of not using artificial fertilizers are tiny compared with the amount of carbon dioxide emitted by transporting food. A great deal of Britain's organic produce is shipped from other countries and transported from shops to home by car. Um, Research we excluded. I will start with B. It says a description of organic farming. A description means it means trying to describe all the definition of organic farming. That's how I would understand. And if you look at the first sentence, the topic sentence says, unlike conventional farming, that means it's not like conventional farming. Well, organic farming is farming with natural rather than man-made fertilizers and pesticides. Techniques such as crop rotation improve soil quality and help organic farmers compensate for the absence of man-made chemicals. As a method of food production, organic is, however, inefficient in its use of labor and land. So you see, guys, it speaks a lot about organic farming from the beginning. So it's how you understand. So from the beginning till the middle, it speaks about what is organic farming, what is used, what is not used. Now, those who say the factors that can affect food quality, You need to understand it's so obvious. It's not just about, when we say food, it's so general, it's so broad. You see, but it is organic. It's more specific. And if you look at the paragraph, nowhere it mentions about the factors or the reasons involved in food quality. Now, if they have mentioned about the reason of organic food quality, I might understand you. But actually, it's all about B, a description of organic farming. And if you look at the topic sentence, it says, unlike conventional farming or not like conventional farming, the organic approach means farming with natural rather than man made fertilizers and pesticides. So, guys, there are two things we need to understand. We are learning. So, do not get discouraged, because I always believe in outcomes, but not with failures. Those who think there are failures, we cannot never succeed. We have outcomes. We are learning. And what is very important is, especially with listening and reading, if you want to master, you need to do a lot of day-to-day reading as well. If you make it a habit, like, if you read for 20 minutes a day, some news articles, like, some newspaper articles, or like, some blogs, that is also going to help you to improve your, like, reading skills. And on the other hand, these strategies you need to practice. You can't just, give up. So just need to understand that as well. Okay, so do two things: read on a daily basis something that you like, or maybe some news. And on the other hand, guys, practice implementing the strategy over and over. This will help you to become more accurate. So this is the last one, guys. Please read carefully. Okay, be attentive. Don't panic. uh, Read the first and the last sentence, understand what it's about, then go through the headings, choose the correct heading, and see if you can find information, or if you can find keywords based on the heading. So I'm giving some time. So I guess you guys are taking your time. That's good. That's good. Now, how do you like that, right? How do you like that for especially when you want to end the lesson, when you want to see your students answering correctly? So that's great. Well done. So I'm very happy that you guys got it right this time. Very good. It says organic farming is often claimed to be safer than conventional farming for the environment and for consumers. Even where results indicated, this gives a hint, even where results indicated there was evidence of a difference, the reviewers found no sign that these differences would have any noticeable effect on health. So the need to remove hidden dangers from food. Do you see anything like, like removing carbon dioxide, or I don't know, maybe I'm not into that chemicals, like, maybe carbon, no, some dangers, like something like ammonia or some nitrates, whatever. So anything harmful. Maybe I'm wrong, because I'm not into chemistry and all these things, guys. So don't get me serious there. Adding up the cost of organic food. Do you see anything about increasing the price, increasing the value, or increasing the cost of production? Nothing mentioned there. So I'm being fast here. But if you look at this particular statement, the heading, I'm sorry, research into whether organic food is better for us, you do see that, because I've kind of got that hint from the last sentence. And if I read the middle, yet studies into organic farming, Then an extensive review by the UK Food Standards Agency found that. So this really shows that the correct heading is A. So, guys, is it clear for you all how to deal with it? So, let's revise the steps again before we end our session today. So, when you have to match headings with paragraphs, read the first and the last sentence of the paragraph, then try to understand the general idea. Then look through the headings and choose the most suitable option. And then, guys, if you're confused with two headings, focus on the keywords and try to find information in the middle of the paragraph. Try to find keywords, some phrases, some statements, which would confirm that that particular heading is the correct one for that paragraph. This way, you'll be able to master it. So I would ask you to follow the steps. It's very important. Those who prepare for this exam, very often what they do is that they don't follow these steps. Now, these are not steps from Master IELTS. Remember, these are like guidelines. This is part of the syllabus. So you do need to master it if you want to achieve a band 9. If you go to our website, you do see like our students, my students, they've achieved band 9 in reading and also band 9 in listening in their first attempt. Not the second, not the third. And I'm very sure each one of you could also do that. So you guys are with us. You guys are our students, my students. So for sure, you will achieve a very good score. So guys, today I only did reading because I want to kind of focus on this particular point. So next week we'll focus more on listening. We'll focus on section 4 about lecture talk. I'll introduce some techniques. That's actually on Monday. But on Friday, guys, our webinar is going to be very interesting for my students. So we're going to focus on how to write a band 9 essay. The key points that we should follow if you want to really achieve a very high band score. So we're going to look at some interesting facts, and also we're going to implement some strategies as well. And also I'm going to focus on how we should manage our time when you write a band 9 essay. So that's actually for our students, the expert course and the fast track. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Until then, guys, I want to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Take care.